I welcome you all in the next video tutorial of quality assurance. Dear all, in this video, we are going to cover and start unit number 2. That is first topic, organization and personal, in which we will cover the personal responsibilities, training, hygiene, and personal records. So yes, after watching this video, you will be able to know about the personal organization setup. There are different type of responsibilities, training, hygiene, and personal record also. So start with the organization personal setup. We know in the complex field of the pharmaceutical manufacturing unit, it is very important to have a sound quality system in place in order to make sure that products are produced of high quality, safety, and also high efficacy. And we know a sufficient number of the personnel must be required in any pharmaceutical house to perform some function, and these all have some responsibilities and duties. Because if we see the organizational structure general of the pharmaceutical house, we have general manager, under which we have sales, operational, and purchasing managers are there. Under sales, we have, of course, the sales representative, and under the operation manager, we have quality control supervisor as well as the production managers are there. Under the production manager, we have quality control inspector, department supervisor, and of course the production planning officers. So these three are the pillars of any pharmaceutical house: the head of the production, the head of the quality assurance, and the head of the quality control department. So these have most important responsibilities. So let's start with the responsibilities of the head of the production department, the backbone of the any pharmaceutical house. So what are the main responsibilities of this department and the production department? To check the maintenance of his department premises and equipment, to ensure that products are produced and stored according to the appropriate documentation in order to obtain the required quality, and to ensure that the production records are evaluated and signed by an authorized officer before they are sent to the quality control department. Again, this is very important. To prove the instruction related to the production operation and to ensure the strict implementation, and to ensure that the required initial and the continuing training of production personnel is carried out and adapted according to the need, and also to ensure the appropriate validation are done. Next one is the responsibilities of the quality control department. So we know to check the quality of any product or the raw material, we have to do the quality control testing or the parameters we have to follow. So let's see some of the important functions. To check the maintenance of his department premises and equipment, just like we have covered this point also in the production department. This is same. Second point, to approve or reject as if fit starting materials, packaging material, intermediate, and bulk product by doing appropriate testing procedures, of course. To evaluate batch records. Next one, to ensure that the appropriate validation, including those of analytical procedures and calibration of controlled equipments, are carried out. And also to ensure that the required initial and continuing training of the quality control personnel is carried out and adapted according to the need. So this is again same as we have covered this point also in the production department. That is to ensure that the continuing training should be done. Next, to ensure that all the necessary testing is carried out and to prove the specifications, sampling instruction, test method, other quality control procedures. And also to approve and monitor any contract analyst. Next one, there are some joint responsibility of the production as well as the quality control department. Let's see them. The authorization of the written procedure and other documents, including amendments, should be there. The monitoring of the compliance with the requirements of GMP. Of course, the retention of record is the joint responsibility. The inspection, investigation, and taking of sample in order to monitor factors which may affect the product quality. Next one, the designation, the monitoring of the storage condition for materials and products. The approval and monitoring of the contract manufacturers, the approval of monitoring of the suppliers and material. So these are the joint responsibilities. Also include the plant hygiene, training, process validation, and the monitoring of the controls of manufacturing environment. So these are the joint responsibilities of both the quality control and the production department. Let's see now the training part. So this is very important part of the any pharmaceutical sector of the industry or the plant. The personnel working in the areas where contamination is a hazard. So the clean area or areas where highly active, toxic, or the infection of the sensitizing materials are handled should be given specific training. So specific training should be given in these areas. Otherwise, it might cause some adverse effect also in our preparation. So visitor or the untrained personnel should preferably not be taken into the production and quality control areas. And if this is unavoidable, they should be given information in advance, particularly about the personal hygiene and the prescribed protective clothing. This is very important. And they should be closely supervised. The manufacturer should provide a training for all the personnel whose duties take them into production areas or into control laboratories. The concept of the quality assurance and all the measures which aids his understanding and implementation, should be fully discussed during such training sessions. So this is the very important component. If we talk about the personal hygiene, so there must be the duty of a particular individual to maintain the hygiene. So they should include the procedure related to the health hygiene practices and of course the clothing of the personnel. And these procedures should be understood and followed in very strict way so as to avoid any type of contamination in any pharmaceutical house. All the personnel should receive medical examination upon recruitment. Again, very important criteria. It must be the manufacturer's responsibility that there are instructions ensuring the health condition that can be of the relevance of the quality of the products come to the manufacturer's knowledge. And the detailed hygiene program should be established and adapted to different needs within the premises of the factory. And every person entering the manufacturing areas should wear protective clothing like garments wherever required. And in general, any unhygienic practice should be avoided and should be forbidden. It should be restricted. Personnel should be instructed to use the hand washing facilities. Eating, drinking habit, chewing, smoking, these all are banned in any pharmaceutical house. So the direct contact should be avoided between the operator's hand and the exposed product. So this should be avoided to avoid the contamination. And steps should be taken to ensure, as far as is practicable, that no person affected by an infectious disease or any communicable disease. So this should be avoided. Medical examination should be there after a particular period of time. If we talk about personal records, it helps us to supply the crucial information to the manager regarding the employees, to keep an update of the leave records, transfer turnover of the employees. It helps to manager in framing various type of training and development programs on the basis of the current scenario. It helps in the government organization to gather data in respect of rate of turnover, rate of absenteeism, and other personal matters. It also helps the managers to make salary revisions, allowances, and other benefits related to the salaries. And finally, it also helps the researcher to carry in-depth study with respect to the industrial relations and also the goodwill of the firm in the market. So these are the very important criteria of any pharmaceutical house that we have covered: the personal responsibilities, training, hygiene, and of course the personal record. In the personal responsibilities, these are the three main pillars of any pharmaceutical house: head of production, head of quality assurance, head of quality control. So these are the responsibilities that you have to remember about the production departments, about the quality control, and also there are some joint responsibilities are there. After that, we have covered the training part. This is the very important component of any pharmaceutical house, that the newly recruited people should be trained properly. The personal hygiene, this should be maintained to avoid any type of contamination in pharmaceutical product. The proper record keeping is also very important criteria for any pharmaceutical house to strengthen its internal organization system. So I hope this is clear to you. In the last, I acknowledge all the sources I've used to prepare this video. So this is for educational purposes only. Thank you for a valuable time.